driving energy of fighting, unstoppable power of the bravest, steel and furious, the adrenaline rush, limitless struggle, since the start until the last second, the exaltation of triumph or the bitterness of defeat, desire to get stronger, to return and to prove that you deserve to be the first. It's a new age of extreme, a new vision of sport, time for historical medieval battle, time for battle of the nations. Battle of the Nations is a world championship in historical medieval battle. It is a large-scale international event with a unique concept without equal in the world. Historical medieval battle, or HMB for short, is a full-contact martial art in armor with steel weapons, which are exact replicas of medieval counterparts. All combats are held on special stylized medieval arenas, which are usually divided into the main arena and the small one. The main regulating body of HMB sport in the world is the Historical Medieval Battle International Association, HMBIA. Battle of the Nations is the main and most expected event for all HMB community. Each year, in fact, for 9 years, fighters from different countries get together to fight for the title of World Champion in group of individual categories, as well as hundreds of fans supporting their national teams. HMB is a mix of culture and sports. All armor and weapons are carefully recreated copies of Middle Ages analogs. HMB sportsmen are regular people of different age, interests, countries, nationalities and occupations. But all of them can't imagine their lives without battle and meet every year in a historical camp with residents from all over the world who live in accordance with the conditions of the Middle Ages. But you can't participate at Battle of the Nations until you deserve the right to be the part of the national team and represent your country during national qualifying campaign. Only in HMB you can find real group full-contact battles with various types of weapon strikes, wrestling, grappling, allowed attacks from the front, sides, and from behind, which attract more and more viewers and fans every year. Main fighting categories of HMB are divided into individual and group with the relevant sets of rules and regulations developed by the HMBIA Marshals Committee, an international referees body. Individual or duo category is the battle of two fighters competing against each other. Main goal is to get more points for deliberate strikes. Sometimes fights can end by technical failures or knockouts. Group of the herd category is team fighting with equal number of participants. The most popular are 5 versus 5 and 21 versus 21. The main goal of the team is to ground every fighter from another team. The idea and concept of Battle of the Nations appeared in 2009, when a summit of the first participating countries was held. And the first Battle of the Nations was held in spring 2010 at a magnificent Khotyn fortress, Ukraine, with the participation of 4 countries: Russia, Ukraine, Belarus and Poland. The very first festival had a huge success and was favorably received in the media and by public opinion worldwide. It was decided to hold the championship annually. 2011, Khotyn Fortress became the tournament venue once again, and here participants from 7 countries were welcomed. It was decided to limit minimum number of fighters for a national team to be recognized and allowed to participate, and move BTN in future years to venues in European Union for the convenience of majority of participating countries. 2012, Warsaw, the beautiful capital of Poland, was chosen as a venue. This time, representatives of 12 national teams got together to determine the strongest, and it was easier for major media to attend the event, and lots of international media outputs were a great result of that. 2013, Aigues-Mortes, a unique, well-preserved fortress city in France, which has a very large number of sites registered as historical monuments, was chosen for the tournament. Representatives of 22 countries fought for the title of absolute champion in a real medieval town which seemed to be created for such spectacular battles. After 2013 championship, BBC produced a documentary to broadcast in the UK, and it was warmly welcomed. 2014, the Croatian city of Trogir proudly hosted the 5th anniversary championship at UNESCO's Camerlengo Fortress. 27 national teams came to the magnificent place to take part in the championship. And it was the year when women's categories were introduced for the first time in history of the sport. 2015, Prague was honored to become a venue for the introduction of the new level of championship development, with the advent of closed arena project, which was warmly called Coliseum. After the HMBIA summit in 2014, it was decided to recognize national teams only from countries listed in UNO countries list. Women's mass battles and spectacular polearm duels were introduced in 2015 championship, with total numbers of 650 fighters and 2,000 participants. 2016, Czech Republic and Prague welcomed Battle of the Nations for the second time. Due to a huge number of participants, to 30 teams and 750 fighters, it became necessary to extend the program of the tournament, and it lasted for 5 full days of fights. 2017, the search of new venues and a bright show led the organizers to the legendary La Monumental bullfighting arena in Barcelona, Spain. The place was closed for large-scale events for 7 years, and it was a challenge to bring the arena in line with security requirements. But it was really worth it with all those enthusiastic responses from viewers, participants, and stunning photo and video materials. Representatives of 32 countries, 800 fighters took part in this 3-day tight battle. The number of unique views of the online broadcast of the championship exceeded 1.3 million. 2018, one of the most fascinating sites of Italy, the castle of Santa-Severa, close to Rome, was chosen for hosting a grand festival of culture and sport in the spirit of Middle Ages. Santa-Severa is one of the most important and striking monuments of archaeological and historic interest on the Tyrrhenian coast, which is supposed to create the necessary atmosphere of the Middle Ages and inspire the participants of the tournament for exploits. This majestic structure is an incredible heritage for the history and culture of the country, and it's really a right place for Battle of the Nations.